Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the power transmission drives. Last class we discussed about the gate drives, and today we are going to discuss about the problems on the gate drives. Okay, problems on the gate drives. So in the last class we discussed about the gate drives, gate trains, simple gate train, compound gate train, and all those. So here only one important formula which you need to remember is velocity ratio. Velocity ratio. So velocity ratio is defined as the speed of the driven divided by speed of the driver. That is equal to the product of number of teeth, product of number of teeth on the driver. Product of teeth on the driver. Okay. So, so we'll go with the first problem. The velocity ratio of a gear drive is 2. The velocity ratio of a gear drive is 2. And the driving wheel has 16 teeth. Driving wheel has 16 teeth and turns at 120 rpm. Turns at 120 revolutions per minute. Find the revolutions per minute and the number of teeth on the driven wheel. On the driven wheel. So first you need to whatever the data is given, that should be written first. So the data given is the velocity ratio of the gear drive. The velocity ratio of the gear drive that is equal to which you know that the speed of the driver divided by speed of the driven divided by speed of the driver. That is generally with reference with the n1 driver is with n1 and the driven is the with n2. So the speed of the driver is n1, speed of the driven is n2. So the velocity ratio you can write in the form of n2 by n1, n2 by n1 that is equal to given as 2. That is given as 2. So and he's asking for and also driving wheel has 16 teeth. So driving wheel has 16 teeth in the sense which is T1 is given, which is mean the driver has 16 teeth. So first if you take the two columns like driver and driven, and you can take this number of teeth on the driver wheel and the number of teeth on the driven wheel and the speed of the driver wheel and speed of the driven wheel. Speed of the driven wheel. So if you do that, I can get the data what is given and what I need to find out. So I need to find out the N2, I need to find out the T2. So N2 is obtained from this equation. N2 is obtained from this equation because N2 is equal to 2 times of N1, 2 times of N1. So he has given that N1 is 120 rpm, then N2 will become N1 into 2, that is 120 into 2, so 240 rpm. So once you got the 240 rpm and we know the relation between velocity ratio, that is speed of the driven divided by speed of the driver is equal to the number of teeth on the driver by number of teeth on the driven, number of teeth on the driver by number of teeth on the driven, that is T1 by T2, that is N2 by N1 is equal to T1 by T2. So here the velocity ratio for simple gear train is given as N2 by N1, which is equal to T1 by T2, which is equal to T1 by T2. So once you know this equation and then substitute all the values, so it is N2 is given as 240 rpm, N2 is given as 240, I mean calculated as 240 rpm, then to substitute the 240 rpm and divided by N1 is equal to 120 rpm. So 240 by 120 rpm, that is equal to T1 is 16 and T2 you need to find out. So substitute all the three values and get the fourth value which is equal to 80. So that is how we can find out the number of teeth and the speed of the driven and the number of teeth on the driven wheel or follower wheel. Next we'll go to the second problem. So read out the problem. In the second problem which has given us a simple gate train which is consists of three gears, the number of teeth on the driving gear. See, a simple gate train which is consists of three gears here means on each shaft, simple gate train means on each shaft there is one gear, so that is what you can call simple gear train. So there are three shafts and on the each shaft they have one gear is mounted, so total three gears are there. First gear drives the second gear drives the third gear. So the number of teeth on the driving gear is 60. The number of teeth on the driving gear is the first one. So which you can take the diagram here, which you can look at the diagram here. See the diagram. So here this is called as driving gear and the second gear and the third gear. So driving gear, we can transmit the speed to this particular driving idler gear and then idle gear to the driven gear. So here there are 1, 2, 3 gears. So this is called as driving gear. So driving gear will be denoted as 1 and idle gear is 2 and then driven gear is 3. So driven gear is 3. So based on that, the data is given as the number of teeth on the driving gear is T1. The number of teeth on the driving gear is given as T1. So T1 is 60 and the idler gear is 40. That is the second gear which is having the number of teeth is on 40. That is T2 is given as 40. And on the driven gear, which is also called as follower. So the follower has the number of teeth is equal to the 80. So T3 is given. So T1 is given, T2 is given, T3 is given. And if the driving gear rotates at 1200 RPM, if the driving gear rotates 1200 RPM means the driving gear is nothing but driver. So which is denoted as N1. N1 is given as 1200 RPM. N1 is given as 1200 RPM. So find the speed of the driven, find the speed of the driven gear. Driven gear means we need to find out the N3. We need to find out the N3 and also the velocity ratio Sketch the arrangement of the gear drive. So you need to sketch the gear drive like with gear 1, gear 2, gear 3 like that, and then with a number of teeth like 60, so it's a little bit bigger than the 40, and 80 a little bit bigger than the driver gear. So likewise you need to draw relatively. So once you find out this what are the data is given, that is T1, T2, T3 is given, and then N1 is also given, and you need to find out the N3 as well as the velocity ratio So how to find out this data? So as we discussed in the formula, simple gate train. So if you look at this number of teeth is proportional to the diameter of the gear. Hence, while sketching that arrangement, that's what I told. Relatively, you should draw, and to find the velocity ratio, to find the N3 and velocity ratio, we know that driver is going to be N1 and driven is going to be N3. So velocity ratio is defined as N3 by N1. N3 by N1 is equal to T1 by T3. N3 by N1 is equal to T1 by T3. This is the means last. See, velocity of the last driven gear. So if you take this one, so last gear, speed of the last gear is the velocity ratio. If you take this definition, speed of the last gear, which is called as generally driven, and speed of the first gear. So here the last gear is nothing but 3. Here the last gear is nothing but 3. The problem which I am discussing is last gear is nothing but 3. So speed of last gear is N3. Speed of first gear is N1. So N3 by N1 is equal to, here this is in the case of compound gate train. So in the simpler gate train, it is just ratio of number of teeth of the first gear and as well as ratio of teeth of the last gear. So if you take that equation, N3 by N1 is equal to T1 by T3. N3 by N1 is equal to T1 by T3. So from this equation, I can get the N3 value. So N3 is nothing but N3 by 1200, which is equal to T1 by T1 is nothing but driver. T3 is going to be driven. So 60 by 80. From this equation, I'm going to get as 900 RPM. So next, we need to find out the velocity ratio as well. Velocity ratio is nothing but N3 by N1. That is equal to T1 by T3 also. T3 also. So from this equation itself, I can get the velocity ratio, that is 60 by 80. N3 by N1 is equal to 60 by 80 also I can use to get the velocity ratio. Need not to be finding the N3 and then getting the ratio of N3 by N1. So you can do either ways. See here, after finding the N3 value, that is 900. So is use the equation velocity ratio equal to N3 by N1. So by using that equation, I got the N3 is 900 RPM. Once you got the 900 RPM, then we can use the equation of velocity ratio, which is equal to N3 by N1, 3 by 4. So velocity ratio is 3 is to 4. Velocity ratio is 3 is to 4 or 0.75. 0.75. So which is 0.75 means reduction in the velocity ratio. Velocity means the speed is transferred from the 1200 to 900 RPM. We are reducing the speed transmission of speed ratio. Now we'll go to the third problem. So a simple gate train consists of 4 gears. So there are 4 gears now. A simple gate train only it is. It is a simple gate train in the sense the name itself says that 1 gear on each shaft. 1 gear on each shaft. So only there will be always only 1 gear on each shaft. Then simple gate train means there is always only 1 gear on each shaft. So a simple train consists of 4 gears. So it is consists of 4 gears in the sense there are 4 shafts, and each shaft one gear is mounted, and that gears has having the 30, 40, 50, 60 teeth respectively. Means first gear is 30 teeth, second gear is 40 teeth, third gear is 50 teeth, and fourth gear is 60 teeth. So means T1 is equal to 30, T2 is equal to 40, T3 is equal to 50, and T4 is equal to 60. He has given, and he is asking to find out, determine the speed and direction of rotation of the last gear. The speed and the direction of the rotation of the last gear if the first gear makes 600 rpm in clockwise direction. So here the direction is also shown here, and he has mentioned the first gear means first gear is nothing but the driver gear is running at 600 rpm. So n1 is given. So all the t1, t2, t3, t4 is given. So the data is made in the tabular form so that we can get to know easily gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4. Each gear has number of teeth and the speed, number of teeth and the speed, number of teeth and the speeds, and number of teeth and the speeds. Okay, so if you look at this gear 1, T1 is equal to 30, T2 is equal to 40, T3 is equal to 50, and T4 is equal. And he has given the N1. So in the case of simple gate train, we have the velocity ratio is equal to speed of the last gear divided by speed of the first gear. Speed of the last gear is nothing but what? If you look at this, speed of the last gear is N4. So N4 by speed of the first gear is N1. So N4 by N1 is equal to T1 by T4. T1 by T4. So that is the velocity ratio for the simple gate train. So if you look at that, so find out that, so we need to find out the N4 by using the velocity ratio. So we know that N4 by N1, that is speed of the last gear divided by speed of the first gear is equal to number of teeth on the first gear divided by number of teeth on the last gear. So that equation, from that equation, see N1 is known, T1 is known, T4 is also known. So from this you can find out the N4. From this you can find out the N4. So N4 is equal to, so by cancellation we are going to get 300 RPM. And we need to find out the rotation. So as mentioned in that problem, so the first driver gear is rotating in clockwise direction, So when it is rotates in clockwise direction, so because this driver, it drives this gear in a different opposite directions. So if it is clockwise, then this will become anti-clockwise. So if it is anti-clockwise, then this will become clockwise. Because both, when it is meshing, both gears are meshing, then both will rotate in a opposite direction. Because this drives this one, so it is goes in this direction. So it is anti-clockwise direction. Then this drives this one. So the anti-clockwise drive. I mean, this will become driver now. This will become driven. So this driven the in a clockwise direction. So if it is clockwise direction, then this will become anti-clockwise direction. So finally, the last gear rotates in a anti-clockwise direction. So he's asking what is the speed and the direction of rotation of the last gear. So the last gear rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So that is which you need to write at the end. So velocity ratio, by using the velocity ratio equation, I'm finding the speed of the last gear, and driver and driven having always in the gear drives in opposite directions. So if it is clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. If it is anti-clockwise, this will become clockwise. If it is clockwise, then it will become anti-clockwise. Likewise, you need to find out the last driven gear direction. Next we'll go to the next problem. So in this, a gear train consists of, he has mentioned that a gear train consists of 4 gears. Likewise, in the previous problem, if gear train consists of 4 gears, A, B, C, and D, of which is teeth, number of teeth is given on each gear. That is, number of teeth on gear A is 20, number of teeth on the gear B is 25, number of teeth on the gear C is 50, and the number of teeth on the gear D is 75. So A measures with C. See, if you look at this, he has given a data. He has not told it is not a simple gate train. If he has mentioned simple gate train, then we have to use directly one to one drives the A drives the B drives the C drives the D. But in this case, a gate train he has mentioned and not simple gate train, and also he has given that which is meshing with which gear. So gear A is meshing with gear C. It's not meshing with the gear B. Okay, gear A is meshing with gear C, and gear B is compound gear with C. What does it mean, compound gear with C? So B and C mounted on the same shaft. B is a compound gear with C in the sense B and C will be mounted on the same shaft. Means BC will be running at the same speed. DC will be running at the same speed. And B meshes with D. Gear B meshes with gear D. So here he has mentioned that on one shaft there are 2 gears. On one shaft there are 2 gears. It means that what kind of gear train it is? Is it a simple gear train or a compound gear train? So that we need to identify. So if there is any gear, if on any shaft, if there is more than one gear consists of, then it is called as a compound gear train. If any shaft contains more than one gear, then it is called as a compound gear train. Because we know that the simple gear train is nothing but there is only one gear on each shaft. Okay. So, but in this case, B and C is compound gear. Compound gear means B and C will be on the same shaft. So on one shaft there are 2 gears. It means that it is not a simple gear train, it is a compounded gear train. So when it is a compound gear train, we have the velocity ratio equation. We have the velocity ratio equation is nothing but the speed of the last gear divided by speed of the first gear is equal to the product of number of teeth on product of number of teeth, product of number of teeth on the driver and product of number of teeth on the driven. So the product of number of teeth on the driver divided by product of, so here the product is very important. Product means multiplication of, like, T1 and T3 like this, T2 and T4 like that. So in the case of compound gear train, we should be careful in writing the formula, that is velocity ratio is equal to the product of number of teeth on the driver divided by number of teeth on the driven. So based on that, now based on the given data, we can see the data collection like this. So gear A, TA 20 and NA is 300. And gear B, number of teeth is given 25. Gear C's number of teeth is given as 50. And gear D is given as number of teeth as 75. And the speed of the driven, the speed of the driven we don't know. That is the last gear D. So that we need to calculate by using C. And one more, he has asked to sketch the gear train. So we will draw the gear train. See here, if you look at gear A and gear B, gear C are written on the same shaft, in the sense this is shaft. So it is having gear B and gear C on the same shaft. But gear A meshes with the gear C, gear B is meshed with the gear D. See the point of contact here, B and D, not C and D. Okay. Whereas in the point of contact here, A and C. A and C. So the point of contact here, if you look at this gear drives, A and C is contacted, but not A and B. So B and D is contacted, but BC is not contacted, but both are mounted on a same shaft. Both are mounted on a same shaft. That's why it's called as a compound gear train. Compound gear train. So in this, we need to find out the velocity ratio. Using the velocity ratio equation, we need to find out the speed of the driven gear, that is gear D. That is gear D. So gear D, we need to find out velocity ratio for compound gear train. We know that the speed of the last gear divided by speed of the first gear is equal to product of teeth on the driver, and product of teeth on the driven. Product of teeth on the driver divided by product of teeth on the driven. So based on this equation, we know that ND by NA is equal to, we know that first if you take this TA by T, all the drivers, which are the drivers here? One is TA, gear A is a driver, gear B is also driver. because gear B drives the gear D. Gear B drives the gear D. Gear A drives the gear C. Gear A drives the gear C. So that's why the product of the teeth on the driver, the product of teeth on the driver, the product of teeth on the driver is TA into TB. Next, the product of teeth on the driven. What are the driven gears? Because gear C is driven by gear A and gear D is driven by gear B. So product of teeth of the driven gears is nothing but gear C teeth is TC into TD. So TA into TB divided by TC into TD will give the product of teeth on the driver and driven. So based on this equation, once you form this equation, then substitution of all the values given. So ND is not given, we need to calculate, and NA is given. NA is given. So by using this equation, that is 20 into 25 divided by 15 to 20, 75, we are going to get ND as 40 RPM. ND as 40 RPM because NA is given as 300 RPM. NA is given as 300 RPM. So NA, in place of NA, we can substitute 300, and cancellation, if you get you are going to get around 40 RPM. ND is the speed of the driven gear is we got as 40 revolutions per minute. Similar fashion, next problem we are going to discuss on the problem number 5. A compound gear train. A compound gear train consists of 4 gears. A compound, once again, see as mentioned in the problem itself, that is it is a compound gear train. So there are 2 types of gear train. One is the simple gear train and the other one is compound gear train, and consists of 4 gears. One is P, Q, RS, having 20, 40, 60 and 80 teeth respectively. 20, 40, 60 and 80 teeth respectively. The gear P is key to the driving shaft, means P will become the driver because it is key to the driving shaft. So P is the driver. Then gear S is to driven shaft. Gear S is to driven shaft, means S is the last driven shaft. And Q and R compound gears, means Q and R both gears are mounted on one single shaft. Q and R compound gears in the sense both are mounted on single shaft. And Q messing with P. Q is messing with P, means P is driving the Q. P is driving the Q, and R is messes with S. R is messes with S, means R is driving the S. P is driving the Q, R is driving the S. So if P rotates at 150 RPM, means the driver rotation, speed of the driver is given. If the P rotates at 150 RPM, what is the RPM of gear S? What is the RPM of gear S? Gear S is nothing but what? Which is mounted on the driven shaft. So we can say that it is a speed of the driven gear. So we need to find out the speed of the driven gear, and also you need to show the gear arrangement. So first you need to, after reading the problem, you need to collect the data what and all given. So and then put it in the tabular form. Because there are 4 gears: gear P, gear Q, gear R, gear S. Like that we need to mention in a tabular format. Then related to the gear P, what data is given? Is given the number of teeth on the gear P, and the speed of the gear P is also given. So which is 20, and one is 150 RPM. And the number of teeth on the gear Q is given as 40. Number of teeth on the gear R is given as 60. And number of teeth on the gear S is given as 80. So based on that, we need to find out the speed of the driven gear. Yes. Speed of the driven gear. Yes. Now look at the gear drive arrangement. As I mentioned in the problem, P is the driving shaft, means first gear is P. This is the P. Okay. And second, S is the driven shaft, means this is the S. So P is here and S is here. And Q are compound gears, means Q and R both mounted on the same shaft. So which is Q and which is R? So if you look at this, Q is nothing but P is messing with Q. Means P here messing C. This is the point of contact, means this gear is Q. And behind this gear is R. R is messing with S. So this is the point of contact. So R is messing with S. So this is how the gear drive arrangement is drawn. Now what is the velocity ratio of this compound or gear arrangement? As I told, that speed of the last gear divided by speed of the first gear. Speed of the last gear is NS, N suffix S. and speed of the first gear is P. Speed of the first gear is P. Speed of the first gear is P. So it means that Ns by Np is the velocity ratio. Ns by Np is the velocity ratio. And we know that the equation Ns by Np is equal to what? It is a the product of number of teeth on the driver gear divided by product of teeth on the driven gear. Product of teeth on the driver gear divided by product of teeth on the driven gear. So what are the driver gears here? Which drives the other gear? Which drives the other gear is called as a driver. So here if you look at P drives the Q. P drives the Q. So P is driving the Q. Then R is driving the S. R is driving the S. So P is driving the Q. R is driving the S. Means P and R called as a P and R called as the drivers. P are called as the drivers, and Q and S are called as driven. So based on that equation, we can write the velocity ratio is equal to TP. Velocity ratio is equal to TP into TR divided by TQ into TS. Got it? So based on that equation, see here TP into TR divided by TQ into TS. So NS by NP. NS is nothing but speed of the last gear or driven gear divided by speed of the first gear, and the product of number of teeth on the driver gears, product of number of teeth on the driven gears. So TP, P drives the Q, R drives the S. So TP into TR divided by TQ into TS. So based on that equation, I can find out that the speed of the driven gear is nothing but how much you got? 56.25 rpm. 56.25 rpm. So that is how you can calculate the speed of the driven gear in the compound arrangement. So next, similarly, the compound gear train has mentioned once again. Here, there are a gear drive arrangement used in a machine tool. Means there are 6 gears are there in a particular machine tool. A motor drives the gear A at 950 rpm. Gears B, C, D, and E are fixed to parallel shafts. Gear B, C, D, E are fixed to parallel shafts rotating together. The number of teeth on each gear is given below. Number of teeth on each gear given is below, and determine the speed of the gear F, which is mounted on the output shaft of the machine tool. So we need to find out the speed of the gear F, means speed of the driven, because this drives the A is the driver and F is the last gear, which is driven gear. So determine the speed of the gear F, which is mounted on the output shaft, or nothing but driven shaft, which is nothing but driven shaft. Okay. Then based on that, he has mentioned the diagram as well. So if you look at this diagram, A drives the B, B and C is compounded, means mounted on the same shaft. B and C is compounded and mounted on the same shaft. And C drives the D, and D is mounted both on the both the gears are on shaft. That is, gear D and gear E is mounted on one shaft. That is called, these are called compound gears. And E drives the F. So if you look at here, A drives the B, C drives the E drives the F. C drives the D, E drives the F. So which are the drivers in this case? A, C, and E. A, C, and E. Which are the driven here? Which are the drivens are B and D. B and D. So if you look at that driven shafts, which are driven BD and F. BD and F. So BD. So if you take that, velocity ratio is equal to speed of the last gear, that is NF, divided by speed of the first gear is NA, which is equal to product of teeth on the driver gear. Product of teeth on the driver gear is TA, then TC into TE divided by TB, TD, and TF. TB and TDF. So once you got this relation, it is easy to find out the velocity or speed ratio or speed of the last gear. So based on that equation is drawn. That is NF by NA is equal to TA into TC into TE divided by TB into TD into TF. So by substituting all the values, I am going to get the NF as 48.7. Similarly, one more problem, which is given as a simple gear train of wheels consists of 4 gears ABCD having 20, 40, 60, and 70 teeth respectively. Gear A is mounted on the driving shaft. while gear D is on the driven shaft. Gear B and gear C are called as idler gears. Gear C, see this is the meaning of simple gear train. Means a simple gear train means each gear is mounted on one shaft. Means all are single gears which are mounted on the single shafts. Okay. So gear A is mounted on the driving shaft. Gear D is the driven shaft. Gears are the idle gears. And if gear A rotates the 500 RPM in clockwise direction, calculate the speed and the direction of the gear D. Means driven gear. Speed of the driven gear and as well as direction of the driven gear we need to find out. Train value of the gear train. Train value of the gear train is nothing but reverse of the velocity ratio. 1 by velocity ratio is gives the train value and speed and the direction of the intermediate gears. Speed and the direction of the intermediate gears. So we can find out the intermediate gears is nothing but idle gears. Idle gears we need to find out the speed ratios as well. So by using that data, see these are all one gear is mounted on one shaft. So this is a simple gear train because it is a simple gear train. So data is given and it is shown. So here NB by NA is equal to TA by dV. NB by NA because velocity ratio of these two is going to be NB by NA which is equal to TA by TP. From that I can find out the NB is how much. Similarly NB NC. So NC by NB is equal to TB by TC. TB by TC. By using that equation I can find out the NC also. I can find out like this. See NC by NB is equal to TB by TC. So find out the NC value. Similarly, for the simple gear train, we know that ND by NA by NA is equal to TA by TD. You can use that equation to find out the speed of the driven gear. So ND by NC is equal to TC by TD and find out the last gear direction as well as the rotation. So first gear rotates. If you look at this, first gear rotates in clockwise direction. Second gear rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. If it is anti-clockwise direction, then this moves in a clockwise direction. B and C is meshed with. B and C meshed with. So C and D is meshed with. So if it is in clockwise direction, then this moves in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. This is how the gears are mounted. So by you can use find out using the speeds and simple equation, that is by taking in A and B, NB by NA is equal to TA by TB, TA by TB, and also NB NC take these two gears and NC by NB is equal to TB by TC. Then similarly C and D you can take it as ND by NC which is equal to TC by TD. So likewise by using those equations we can find out the speeds and as well as the direction of the rotation of the gears. So this is about this, and then yeah, last problem. Find the pitch diameter, which I have discussed in the gear terminology. That is pitch diameter, pitch circle diameter, and pitch circle, and all those addendum, dedendum, module, all those. So based on that, one question is there here. Find the pitch diameter, diametral pitch, and module of the toothed gear which is having the 36 teeth and circular pitch of 13 mm. So you should know what is the circular pitch. So circular pitch is defined as pi into d by t. Pi into d by t. So we know that number of teeth on a gear is 36. Number of teeth on a gear is 36. Circular pitch is given 13 mm. Based on these two data, we have an equation PC is equal to pi into d by t. Pi into d by t. So we know PC. We know pi is a constant value and we know the number of teeth. Then we can find out the pitch diameter. D is nothing but pitch diameter. So pitch diameter is equal to 13 is equal to pi into d by t. So by using that equation, I can get the D is equal to 149 mm. Then to find the diametral pitch is nothing but 1 by module. 1 divided by module. So module and diametral pitch are both are inverse. Means M is equal to 1 by PD or PD is equal to 1 by M. M means module. M means module. So PD is equal to T by D. So T I know, D I know. Calculate the 0.241. I got T per mm. So similarly, module is equal to 1 by PD. 1 by 0.241 will give the module. So using that equation, or M is equal to D by T, or M is equal to D by T, you can use C, D by T or T by D. D by T, see if PD is equal to T by D, M is equal to D by T. So I can write M is equal to 1 by PD, right? So the diametral pitch and M is both are inverse. We have module M is equal to D by T, which can be written as 149 by 36, which is equal to 4.13 mm per tooth. So this is the module. So based on the pitch circle diameter, pitch circle equation or circular pitch, I can find the pitch diameter, I can find the diametral pitch, I can find the module as well. So even if they give this kind of data also, you should be able to do this kind of sums also. So next we'll go to the different sums in the same kind of simple gear train velocity ratio 3 and the speed of the driver is 1000 rpm. Find the speed of the driven and the diameter of the follower. The diameter of the driven gear is 1200. So velocity ratio is known and driver and driver gear is speed is also known. I need to find the driven gear means n2 by n1 is equal to velocity ratio. Velocity ratio is nothing but n2 by n1. So by using this equation I can find out the n2 value is 3000 rpm. Similarly, I can find out the speed of the diameter also. Diameter also n2 by n1 is equal to d1 by d2. So based on that I can find out the d2 value. I can find out the d2 value. Next, similar problems which are given in a different way. Simple gear train, simple gear train. This is also simple gear train which is given the number of teeth and driver wheel how much it works. Same equation we can speed of the last wheel divided by speed of the first wheel is equal to number of teeth on the first wheel. Okay, the numericals are changed, that's all. Numbers are changed. Okay, so with this I can stop today.